Welcome to the CMB podcast, a podcast where I share thoughts that are on my mind. I am Sam, and this week on this episode, I am going to talk about some things that have happened recently this last week. So, first of all, first first of all I want to talk about my iPad. So for a while I was using my iPad to for a lot of things. I was using it for scripts. I was using it. I even used. I was also at the time I was also using it for live streams because I wanted to look at the live chat messages that were coming in as I was doing the live stream. But so, and that was, and I would also, and I was, and I used, and I would use, and I used it to play mobile games and, and do other stuff, but then there came a time when I decided that I couldn't find ways to make this iPad more useful than it was, more useful, and so I stored it away, and it became useless. And I then thought it was useless, so I stored it away in one of our drawers in a drawer, and I kept it there for for a period of time, and I felt sad because because that iPad was very special, and 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 something special doesn't deserve to get stored away. I mean, and that's where recently I decided to go start using my iPad again, so I went through this process how to of going through the process that I had to be able to get and put it back onto our onto the device network so that I could use it, so that it could be used again. And so so I went through that process, and then my iPad was back to normal. All the apps. I was able to. I restored it. Everything was restored, and all the apps were re-downloaded, so were reinstalled. So everything was all good. So I'm gonna now at this point I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna use my iPad so that I don't store it away ever again. So I'm now definitely say my live streams if I'm doing mobile live streaming, if I'm live streaming down in the basement, I think I probably I'm going to use my iPad as a way to view the live chat messages as I used to do when back in 2020 when I was doing live streams in 2020. I'm going to use my iPad as a way to see live chat messages real time from my live streams down when I'm not live streaming up here in my studio office. So I'm definitely gonna I want to make sure that I use my iPad, and maybe I'll use it for some notes. I'll record notes, and I'll put scripts up there. I want to make sure I'm gonna make sure I use it to the best it can be, to the best of its ability, and that it can be super useful again. So next up is that I got a new Apple Watch case and bands. So check this out. Check out my new case. Isn't how cool is that? Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, check it out. Isn't that how cool is that? and then here is my band, which is definitely very cool. So yeah, I mean, it's very cool. I have to say this is definitely a cool Apple Watch band, and it's got like this. And if you can, hopefully you can see it, but it's got this like little buckle thing that it has this, and it slips into one of these little knots that go, and it slots right in. So I definitely say this new Apple Watch case and bands are definitely they're definitely pretty cool. I mean, I definitely have to say they're cool, and so and when I was ordering them, I actually checked for this Apple Watch case. I checked to make sure that the Apple Watch case was compatible with what was size 2, was a 40 millimeter case, so that I would fit my 40 millimeter Apple Watch. So I went ahead and made sure that both things were correct for a 40 millimeter Apple Watch. So that's what I wanted. So I wanted to make sure that everything was appropriately sized, so that I don't, because the old Apple Watch case I had before this one, while I realized that I realized that when as I wore that it was cracking, when there were a lot of cracks on it, and the reason was because it wasn't properly because it wasn't sized to the correct size. So that's why. But now I have an Apple Watch case that's correctly the correct size now. So I definitely say I'm proud of that, because I'm proud of myself for making sure that it was size appropriate, so. Next I officially have found my first ever YouTube video. Now, now I have said that now I've been doing YouTube since almost like February, beginning of February 2nd, 2018, and so and also I've been doing YouTube. I've also been doing YouTube since, and that being, I have been doing YouTube since I was 15 years old, and that's crazy. I mean now if you haven't seen, if you have now hopefully now if you haven't actually seen it, you can actually go. After you watch this, if you haven't seen it, you can go onto the channel. You can go to the videos tab on this channel, and you can and I actually posted it on there, so that so I mean I found it. So I was going on one of my mom's hard drives. And I went into the files app, and I saw, and then I opened one of these folders, and then I couldn't believe what I saw. I saw some files that said super big Lego reviews, which was, and so which I was so shocked, and which I was so surprised which means I found, and which means I was able to find my very first YouTube video, I was just looking, and I was doing this I sent them to my email, and so I then sent those over to my email, and sent them and downloaded them myself. And and it's cool that it's actually cool that and on that very first video, you might, well, after I present the what I was saying in that video, well, my dad made an appearance, made a voice appearance on there. So yeah, so how cool is that? How cool is that? That was just a bit of my Serial Labies channel in 2018, and it was only a little bit of that rediscovering a little bit of rediscovering the Serial Labies channel that I did in 2018. So I mean, so this is good. I'm proud of myself. I can't believe I found the very first. I can't believe I actually did that. I mean, I can't believe I actually. I mean, and I was and if you saw in that video, I mean, I looked so. I was definitely. I mean, my glasses were actually red in that video, and I was definitely young, and I looked a lot younger. So. I mean, me at 15 years old, I was definitely very young. I was a lot younger than I am now, but so and I was in my mumbling and stuttering and cluttering, or whatever word you want to use. I mean, that was definitely a lot. I definitely did that a lot on that video. So, but now I barely ever do that. So yeah, you're here now. You hear me with less mumbling and less stuttering, cluttering, whatever word you want to use. Now I have less of that. Now I'm not, and now I sound like I have more confidence than I did when I made my first ever YouTube video. So I think. I definitely say that it was basically a piece of fine treasure that I just found that my first YouTube video was found. So next up I am putting new signs. I have recently put some new signs in my bedroom. So a couple that are off camera up above me is a Hot Wheels logo sign. Also a frame sign that says "Mindset is everything" with a goldfish with a shark fin with a shark fin attachment, head accessory or whatever. So and then off camera over here, I have a couple Lego Lego blueprints of canvas prints and of the Lego Mayfair and Lego bricks. So and then off camera over here, I have my Eagle Scout wooden relic. I have my Brave Vice logo, and I have this new sign that says "I love country music," which I am a country music, which I actually, in fact, I do love country music. So yeah, so. I mean, really, what I'm trying to do with that is that I'm trying to make my bedroom more, I guess what's the word? Personalized. I'm trying to customize my what's on my bedroom walls so that they have like that I can represent some of my passions on there, and have some word signs on there too. It's just that I'm wanting to make my room more fitting to me as possible. So I just want to be able to have my passions be on my walls. So also, I have used my hard drive for the first time, and this right here is my hard drive right here. And it has this USB which goes into my computer here. I have finally used this for the first time. So this is how I download easily transferred the serial Levy's files onto to this thing. So to my computer is that I took those downloads and those files and I transferred them onto here. So I have them on here, and I thought I would never find a use for. I thought I would never use this, but I'm glad I did, because or else it would have just been a piece of useless, or it just would have been considered useless, and I would have just waited a long time to use it. So I definitely say that I'm glad I used the hard drive so now I have those serial Levy's files stored in it, so that I can I have them saved. So also at this moment my dad is getting close to my new desk is going to be almost fully complete. My dad is right now at this time of this recording. My dad is working on the drawers for my new studio office desk. And he's working on that right now. And eventually soon it will be. When it's fully finished, I will take pictures of it and share it to my Facebook users, and then I'll put it on, and then I'll take video and I will include it in a podcast, in a CMV podcast episode, that when that happens. So I'm excited for my new desk. I mean, the one I'm using right now, I mean it's okay. The one I'm using now is okay, but and this is just the one I'm using right now is just a temporary until that desk is finished. But this desk I'm using right now, it's okay. But I just don't like it. So, but I just don't like it as much as how much I'm gonna like my new desk that my dad is creating for me at this moment. So at the time of this recording. So. I'm really excited about my new desk that is gonna be eventually here. So yeah, I mean, definitely, this is definitely something that I'm gonna be excited about. So thank you for watching the 19th episode of Sammy Podcast, and I will see you on the next episode. So, until then, see you next time.